Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome, and thank you for attending today's South Asian Community Engagement Summit. I'm Constable Mandeep Katra, a Public Affairs Officer here at Pure Regional Police, and I'm pleased to join you all here today. Before we begin, I'd like to ask everyone to please turn off their cell phones. This morning, Pure Regional Police brought together many community stakeholders to present recommendations for better service delivery to our South Asian community here in Peel. And to further discuss that, today we'll be hearing from Peel Police Service Board Vice Chair Samita Kohli, Pure Regional Police Chief Nishan Doryappa, Superintendent Harry Dillon, Deputy Chief Mark Andrews, and Deputy Mayor Harkirat Singh of the City of Brampton. At the end of this announcement, we will not be taking any questions from the podium. However, there will be an opportunity for the members of the media to ask questions one-on-one. A media release will be issued shortly after the conclusion of this event, which will include a link to a framework of recommendations that were made earlier during the summit. I would now like to call upon Peel Police Service Board Vice Chair Samita Kohli to the podium. Samita.
Good afternoon. Thank you so much. As we conclude the South Asian Community Engagement Summit, it is both a privilege and an honor to extend my deepest thanks to everyone who made this event possible. On behalf of the Peel Police Service Board, I want to express my heartfelt gratitude to the organizers whose dedication and hard work has been instrumental in making this summit a success. A special thanks to Chief Nishan Doryappa for his unwavering support and commitment to strengthening the relationships between Peel Regional Police and the South Asian community. To all the participants, your engagement, insights, and contributions have been invaluable. Your active involvement has enriched our discussions and helps shape a framework that will benefit all of Peel's diverse communities. Today's summit and the diligent efforts of South Asian Community Engagement Team will serve as a blueprint for culturally responsive policing across the region. This blueprint is not just a set of guidelines, it represents our collective commitment to the service, understanding, and respect. The work done here today, what we heard today reflects our dedication to meeting and exceeding the expectations of every community member we interact with, fostering a sense of belonging and enhancing safety and well-being of our community. As we move forward, let us carry the lessons and insights gained from this summit to ensure that all communities in Peel Region feel heard, respected, and valued. On behalf of my board colleagues, thank you once again for your commitment to making our community a safer, more inclusive place. Before ending, I do want to take a minute to recognize the individuals who made this possible. I'd like to, of course, thank Chief Nishan Doryappa for his vision from day one to ensure such an organization and event within Peel Police continues to where it has today and continues forward. In addition to that, I want to thank Deputy Mark Andrews for being the sponsor within and to helping SACE get to where it needed to. Our senior leadership sponsors, Superintendent Harry Dillon and CSW Manager John Versulius. Our Acting Inspector Darren Duty, Sergeant Manjeet Basran, Constable Snape Patel, Constable Gurveer Khalsi, Project Manager Tivon Carnegie, and SACE Working Team. Thank you to all of them, and thank you to everyone who attended today. Thank you.
Thank you, Vice Chair Kohli, and it is a pleasure as the Chief of Peel Regional Police to be here today, to be very intentional about why we've asked our media friends to be able to come here to listen to what's happened today, because what has happened today here at Peel Region with our many partners, which I'll explain very shortly, is the first of its kind in Canada, without a doubt, to this level of extent. And the reason why we've done this is because, for example, here in Peel Region, we have one of the most diverse racialized communities in North America, but of which we know that the largest population we have is South Asian. And for decades, we in policing and in education and health and the courts and all the other systems have been desirous of finding a way to make sure we meet the needs of our community. And as a result of discussions that we had here in Peel, under the leadership of the team that you just heard and some that you're going to speak to very, very shortly, is a desire to make a shift in the way we serve the public here in Peel. And the way that was done was not just because we as police leaders, and I'm going to explain who some of my colleagues are behind me, but it's not because we have a prescribed way of doing things. What we've done is spend a tremendous amount of time as part of this launch of the South Asian Community Engagement, we call it the SACE strategy here in Peel, which we unveiled today to several hundred people here at the Hilton in Mississauga to discuss about our learnings from over 60 consultations with about 120 community agencies and groups that from the South Asian community that have told us how they perceive the challenges and needs of serving the community from a public safety standpoint and from a well-being standpoint, from social issues. And the intent is to help change the way we serve the community. Can I tell you why that's more important here in Peel and why some of the communities I'm going to mention here in a few seconds is that the South Asian community is so large, the largest diaspora of South Asians, and we know that there are multiple South Asian communities are right here in Canada. And we have commonalities from here in Peel right to the Lower Mainland, the West Coast. And I'm pleased to be joined here behind me with a few of the representatives. And I must say we had about 15 to 16 police agencies right across Canada here with us today, participating in conversations in the presentation. But I do want to acknowledge the presence of the RCMP, O Division Commander, as well as the Deputy Chief from Delta, BC, and as well a senior officer from Abbotsford, BC. They're just a few examples of why they have very similar desires to serve the community well, the South Asian community well. We know all too well geopolitical issues and pressures can impact the community, and the needs of how they feel are quite significant. So today was all about 1 year's experience of our South Asian community engagement team and their efforts to understand what the community needs. That has rolled in to a framework which we here in Peel and we believe our friends and our peers across policing are going to draw and contribute to what is relevant for their particular communities as well. But what we're going to do here in Peel is launch this strategy. And this is a transferable framework to multiple other communities. We have made it structurally agnostic so that it applies to other demands and pressures that may occur from time to time. So today's a significant day. It is part of the way we believe and feel at Peel Regional Police that we need to be informed by the public and shift to their needs. And it's going to be part of our continued transformation here in this region. But it is without a doubt a pleasure to be here today and have my colleagues share the outcomes of our discussions, a full day with community partners, South Asian community agencies, stakeholders, those that have consulted with us over the last year are all part of this equation because we know public safety, community safety, and well-being is a shared concern. And we plan on making sure the world knows that right here in Peel Region, in Canada, east to west coast, that we are laser focused on making sure the community knows that they have the best model of public safety in the world. So with that, Manny, am I transitioning over to Superintendent Harry Dillon, I believe. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. And thank you, Chief Dariappa and Vice Chair Subita Kali, for your unwavering support of the South Asian Community Engagement Initiative. I am pleased to be here on behalf of the SACE team, the South Asian Community Engagement team, who have done some incredible work leading up to the summit over the last year. You heard from the Chief as to why we embarked on this journey. And like him, I too agree that this initiative will lead us on the path of incredible possibilities. The South Asian Community Engagement Initiative started in 2023 as a pilot project. And in understanding the significant representation of the South Asian community in the region of Peel and their unique needs, we recognized as a service that there was a real opportunity for us to ensure that we were appropriately identifying and responding to the needs of the community. And as a service, we need to bridge gaps and build culturally responsive and appropriate approaches to ensure we're addressing those needs. From the beginning of 2023 till today, the SACE team conducted numerous meetings with community groups, community leaders, religious leaders, social service groups, to gain a very broad understanding of what the needs were. We held town hall sessions, we engaged with an independent company to conduct focus group and put a community survey out to the public to ensure that we got everyone's input and that everyone felt that they were heard. The key topics of these consultations were building trust, addressing intimate partner violence and the stigma associated with responding, or reporting it, I should say, mental health and addiction, overcoming language barriers, supporting international students, enhancing education and awareness, and strengthening our community outreach and our engagement. The summit that we hosted here today was a commitment to act on our next steps and recommendations in this critical work. This involves a framework that is focused on strengthening our response, our engagement with the community, and building our internal capacity. To implement these priorities, we have committed to creating a cross-functional support team. We will have dedicated resources to be able to support and respond to the needs of the community. Now, officers of this team, part of this team, will serve as a centralized point of contact to address culturally specific incidents and issues that arise in an effective manner. This team also will work with various units within our police service to integrate culturally responsive practices and procedures and to serve as a support and resource for our frontline and our investigative services. Another priority for our service is the development of a community ambassador program, which will involve the police partnering with community leaders and ambassadors to expand our outreach and improve communication. We recognize that this is going to be an ongoing collaboration through education, awareness, and we're committed to fostering an environment in which our South Asian community and our community in general feels like they're heard and that they're being served. Lastly, I would like to add that while this initiative appears to be tailored to the needs of the South Asian community, it's much more than that. We have developed and are committed to developing further a template so that we can adapt to support all of our diverse communities and all of our communities here in Brampton and Mississauga. This is just the start of our journey, and we cannot achieve this alone. I want to thank the communities who have worked with us, who shared their insights, and provided guidance on the actions that we have put forward. Their voices have shaped this approach, and your input will help guide us as we move forward. Thank you to our friends in the South Asian community for your work to date. And I'm very much, along with the service, excited about the progress and building a safer community together. I would like to call Deputy Chief Andrews to the podium now, but I would also like to thank him for his executive level support and his commitment to this initiative. Thank you, Deputy.
Of course, our enforcement and investigative activities continue and will always be a priority. I want to emphasize that, will always be a priority. However, we have been actively seeking non-enforcement opportunities, and by working with our community members and partners to enhance our service delivery and be more responsive to our community's priorities. The SACE initiative will also be a blueprint for us to develop further initiatives that are culturally responsive to other diverse communities in our region. And we may become a model for other police services in jurisdictions to better serve their residents. Before I close, I would be remiss if I didn't thank certain groups and individuals. I want to be incredibly grateful. I want to show our incredible gratefulness to our incredible community for their support throughout this whole process. You've heard of all the interactions we've had across the South Asian community and the support that we've received. The willingness to co-create this initiative with us has been overwhelming. I'm also proud, incredibly proud, of the SACE team and the work they've done to bring us to this milestone. I want to congratulate the entire team for their continual commitment to this work. I also want to recognize Chief Nish for the vision for Peel Regional Police that he's brought. The vision is to be the most progressive, inclusive, and innovative service in the galaxy. His words. SACE is truly a reflection of that vision. Thank you. I would like now to turn over to Deputy Mayor Singh for a few words. Thank you.
Thank you, and it's an absolute pleasure to be here. I want to thank Chief Nish and the senior leadership team, Vice Chair Coley, and the board for really and truly, I mean this, for making history today. I had the opportunity to walk around during the summit and seeing the confidence and optimism from our fellow officers, but also from community stakeholders. Many social agencies I work with day in, day out were also present here. That sense of optimism and confidence was missing for a long time, and it was great to see everybody so energized and optimistic. I know it wasn't easy to get here. It took a lot of strong leadership. We had over 1.5 years of consultations, but the nice thing was the community was there along the way, and because of that, I think we made such a profound impact today. So on behalf of the City of Brampton, we thank the Peel Regional Police, the board, Chief Nish, the team. Will be here along the way from the City of Brampton, and Mayor Brown is also very excited to see the profound impact we make. Thank you so much.
Thanks for the remarks, Deputy Mayor. Thank you, everyone, for attending today. This concludes our announcement. Chief Dariappa and the Deputy Chief will be available for one-on-one interviews in the next 5 minutes. Thank you again.